Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different. It's a passage from the Bible, 1 Peter chapter 5.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I know it might seem a little out there, but stick with us. This chapter, it actually has a lot to say about leadership and humility and even resilience.
Okay.
All stuff that I think we can all, use a little more of in our lives.
For sure, yeah. Timeless wisdom.
Exactly. So the author, Peter, he calls himself an elder right at the beginning. And get this, he was also a witness to the sufferings of Christ. I mean, that's pretty intense.
Wow, yeah. So, like, firsthand experience of some really tough times.
Exactly. He's not just talking the talk, he's been through it.
Right. And this was written for early Christians who were facing a lot of persecution. So, that context is important.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So he starts off talking about feeding the flock of God. What do you think he means by that?
Well, if you think about it, it's more than just, giving orders. It's about nurturing and caring for the people you're leading.
Yeah, making sure they have what they need to grow.
Exactly. Providing support and resources, creating a positive environment, that kind of thing.
And it's interesting because he also warns against things like, getting rich off of your position. He calls it filthy lucre, which is a pretty great phrase.
Right. And lording it over others. Basically, he's saying that true leadership isn't about power or personal gain.
It's about service.
Exactly. Putting others first.
Okay. So then there's this image of a crown of glory that fadeth not away.
Right.
Now, you don't have to be religious to appreciate that idea, right? It's about leaving a positive, lasting impact. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. It's about the legacy you leave behind, the good you do in the world, and it really makes you think about what kind of impact you want to have, right?
Yeah, what kind of crown are you building?
Exactly.
So then she talks directly to younger people, and he says, submit yourselves unto the elder. Now, how do you interpret that in today's world?
Well, I think it's about respecting experience, being open to learning from those who have, been there, done that. Think about mentorships, that kind of thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of wisdom to be gained from people who've, walked the path before you.
Exactly.
Now, here's a line that really jumped out at me. God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. It's almost like a universal law.
Oh, totally. We see it all the time, right? Humility, it attracts support, it opens doors. But pride?
Yep.
Pride can lead to isolation.
Yeah, to downfall.
Exactly.
Okay, what about this? Casting all your care upon him. Again, you don't have to be religious to see the wisdom in that. Letting go of worry, finding a source of strength. We all need that, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. Especially these days, whether it's through faith, meditation, or even just connecting with loved ones, finding healthy ways to cope with stress. It's so important.
Yeah, for sure. And then Peter, he gets pretty vivid when he talks about the devil, like a roaring lion looking to devour. It's a pretty powerful image of the challenges we face.
It is. And I think the point is we're going to face opposition. We're going to face adversity.
But what matters is how we respond, right?
Exactly. It's about holding on to your values.
Standing firm.
Yeah. Resisting, he says, resist steadfast in the faith. What helps you stay strong when things get tough?
That's a good question. And then there's this really comforting thought that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. We're not alone in our struggles.
No, we're not. And I think that's a really powerful message.
It is. I mean, it was written so long ago, but it's still so relevant. And then, of course, we end on this very hopeful note. But the God of all grace, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you.
Yeah. It's beautiful, right?
It is. Even after suffering, there's a promise of growth, strength, and peace. And that idea, it resonates no matter what you believe. Well, it's amazing what you can unpack from just one chapter. It really makes you think. And on that note, let's all try to greet one another with a kiss of charity, as Peter says. Kindness goes a long way.
It really does. It can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. And remember, there's always more to learn.